Welcome to BJJ Addict. I'm the real DWC. We're here with Pride and UFC veteran, also second degree black belt, Denis Kang. First of all, Denis, I'd like to start off with saying thank you for doing this. And why did you start BJJ?
First of all, I started it because of the UFC way back in the day. Kind of like everybody else, I saw a tape of UFC back in, I think it was 95, 96, and I was hooked from there. I thought, how can this skinny Brazilian guy in the little gi beat everybody, and so I wanted to start it from that day on.
Okay, so it's safe to say that Royce Gracie was a big influence on you?
Absolutely. He was the real pioneer of this sport at that time.
Okay, so after seeing the UFC in the early 90s, where did you go now to start your training?
Well, it was in Vancouver, and I first started with at a place called Wolf's Hapkido in North Vancouver because that's all there was at the time. And then after that, when I wanted to find a more grappling approach to MMA, I chose Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that's when I heard of this of Marcus Suarez moving to town, whom I've been with ever since.
All right, can you just elaborate on who Marcus Suarez is in case the viewers at home have no idea?
Marcus Suarez is my jiu-jitsu coach, whom I hold a second-degree black belt under, and he is the highest-ranked black belt under Carlson Gracie right now. He's a seventh-degree black belt, and so he's the oldest member of that generation, a direct lineage to Carlson Gracie Sr.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. If you had to describe his style, how would you sum it up?
His style?
Yeah.
He's very heavy on the top position, He's, he plays the guard and takes the back a lot, but it's definitely strong on top position and top control.
After that, from Vancouver, it's hand in hand that you are part of American Top Team. How did that all come about?
It started back in around 2004 or 2005, where, because again, the lineage of Marcus Suarez goes back to the Carlson Gracie team, and there's Liborio, who's Liborio and Conan are the founding members of American Top Team, and Marcus was good friends with him, and I think the coach of Conan and Liborio's coach De La Hiva. So it was a direct invite for me to go and train down there. So I did a few training camps down there, and I really liked it, and I really thought that for me to take my game to the next level, it was time for me to go and move and upgrade my training and my living.
All right, obviously the weather was easy to adjust to,
Yeah.
but how about other things? Friends, family, is that hard to get used to, or did everyone welcome you right away?
No, everybody welcomed me right away, and at that time I was 24, 25, so, I really felt like the world was ahead of me. I didn't really have anything holding me back in Vancouver, so, it was an easy move to sunny Florida where, I kind of knew already the coaches and a lot of the fighters from having gone down there for previous training camps, so it was an easy move.
Where is it that you do train?
Right now I'm based out of Montreal, Canada, so I'm training at TriStar amongst other places, but mainly at TriStar, and I do some of my training as well right here in Ottawa at MMAFA.
That's very awesome. For those that don't know, you also teach at this school. And how is it having a bunch of new minds to mold and basically try to become like you?
It's great, because I wouldn't say exactly trying to become like me, but I'm trying to teach them my style, and it gives me a new project and a new passion to look forward to, because I really put everything that I have, all the knowledge that I've accumulated over, I think, 13 or 14 years of training in this sport, and I can give it all back to them and kind of really put attention and emphasis on all the details of their growth in BJJ and mixed martial arts.
Okay, and when you're in Montreal, who is your main BJJ coach?
I would say it would be Faraz Zahabi and Bruno Fernandez.
That is Gracie Baja's head coach.
Gracie Baja, yeah. I go there sometimes once or twice a week, but mainly it's when I'm training at TriStar's. Faraz Zahabi is the coach there.
All right, so you just named 4 huge names in BJJ. How does that influence you as a teacher, having all their input with you and then you going on with your students? Who has the biggest influence on you?
I would say Marcos Suarez has been the biggest influence. I mean, like I said, he's the one that I have my black belt under. He's the one who's molded me into the jiu-jitsu fighter that I am. He's instilled in me a lot of discipline and fundamentals in the style that I teach. But having said that, I'm also greatly influenced by the people that I train with now. I take a little bit from everyone. I'm never too young or too good to learn. Every day I learn something from the people that I train with. Even some of the guys that I coach myself, sometimes they'll ask me a question in a manner that I would have never thought before, a certain angle on a move, and right then I'll learn.
That's awesome. And obviously BJJ inside the MMA world is very different. Is there anyone that you think has even come close to creating a style yet that is complete for MMA?
You mean a martial art as a whole?
Just BJJ inside MMA. Do you think anyone has got it down to a science yet, or we're not even scratching the surface?
No, that's a tough question because everybody's going to fight differently. Especially nowadays, you're starting to see the style of fighting really adapt to the rules of the fight. For example, right now, you're seeing almost a style within itself develop inside the UFC, where you're seeing well-conditioned wrestlers and athletes come in and kind of dominate on points. I don't want to say that every time because there's a lot of good fighters who fight their hearts out as well, but there's a lot of guys who come in and get the takedowns and control the fight. And I wouldn't say necessarily win or beat the guy at fighting. They just beat the guy at ultimate fighting. You know what I mean? Within the rules. So it's a tough question. You're going to see guys. There's some guys in UFC that have better jiu-jitsu than others. The ones that I like personally are guys like Palhares, Toquinho. He has an excellent style. His submissions are second to none, But for overall pure BJJ, I would say in UFC right now, it's Demian Maia.